and welcome to some Valheim on the channel today. I've been uploading in a few weeks, mainly because I've been playing this. It seems like when this came out, it kind of really got me hooked to it. I didn't feel like making any videos of me and my friends going through and kind of defeating all the bosses and stuff. Because as you can see, I kind of spent most of my time playing this game kind of building up our village, while my friends went out and gathered all the resources or, just kind of geared us up, getting ready for bosses, and then I'd go out and help them fight. But otherwise, I spent a good while making this little Viking town. For those of you who don't know what Valheim is, it's kind of a new game that is on Steam. It's an early access title, of course. It's a crafting survival game. Nothing new here, but I just think this game did everything right. Some people complain about the graphics. Understandable. It's not really what we expect to see kind of this day and age, but I am fine with the lower graphics. I think the lighting and some effects make up for it for sure. But I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a tour of the town that we made here in our first save. This is our first base. And so we'll give you guys a bit of a background, and I'll just kind of take you through what all went into this. And hopefully you guys can enjoy and come up with some own ideas for your own builds. Always the goal here on the channel. So, you'll notice the road. The road was kind of added last minute. Honestly, I should have built this road immediately. But this really helps with the carts, having a nice smooth incline and some flat areas to get into that forest. We've replanted that forest many times and have harvested trees from it many times. So having a road for carts, obviously going to be a good thing to do. This road goes straight to the main spawn as well. So it does travel a decent amount. You know, this is the starter island. So roads. Roads are handy. I didn't do anything fancy, just kind of flatten a dirt path, right? So as you come into town, you're going to be greeted by a few little guard towers. And then, of course, the Great Hall on the right. And just an overall defensive barrier to provide some spacing, right? Because I don't want mobs to come in here and destroy everything. So, coming in and through here, you'll have to excuse me, I don't maintain the lighting too well, so a lot of these like braziers and things may be out in the long run. We'll go, we'll check the Mead Hall maybe last. That's kind of like the most impressive structure. It's definitely the largest structure I've built in this game. So we'll check that out in just a moment. I'm going to kind of take you from the beginning. So when we first started, we started with this little hut. This thing was kind of the do-everything hut for a long time, and still kind of is. We slept in here, had some makeshift fires going on in here. This is also where we discovered that smoke apparently can cause bodily harm. So I think that's one of the coolest things about this game is the volumetric smoke from campfires and bonfires and things like that. So you have to kind of manage that. This building obviously is not built for it, so we had some smoking issues in here for a little while until we moved out of it. But it does have our main crafting station. This is our workbench area with all the upgrades attached to it, and a lot of the basic materials that is commonly used in this workbench just nearby, right? Core wood, fine wood, hides, bones, different types of leathers. We're moving the trophies out, but this is pretty much everything you need to create armor, basic armor for yourself. We added some fermenters in here eventually because I don't really have anywhere else to put them. I figured this would be a good place to have them. We did used to have some smithy stuff in here, but we since have moved that out. And then upstairs is just general storage. Nothing's marked. This can be expanded as needed to just increase how much capacity you can hold, right? This is not organized. It's just everyone's trash pile essentially gets thrown into here. But it's a nice little loft area with a couple large windows and then this door here as well, which can open up and act as an additional window I do like to use doors as windows. I think it's always a fun little detail to do because it kind of gives you a shutter on those things. So this is it. This is kind of the first thing I built in this game, and it turned out okay, I think. Later on, we added some cart storage. There used to be smelting and furnaces right here on the dirt road before anything else was built, right? So since then, we decided that we needed to move out of here. Okay, the smoke was becoming an issue. Everyone wanted their own space. So I went ahead and started making some homes. So these homes, simple, just kind of A-frame structures, very kind of Nordic. It's basically very heavily modified versions of what's already in the game itself. Half walls all the way around with a steep 45-degree angle slope. I did add a few kind of bay windows without the windows themselves, but these extra bits on the side. That gives you some extra headroom to put things inside these things. So if we head into, say, this house here, which happens to have a little bit of a dragon head on it, you'll be able to see that, there's enough for some rugs. You got your fireplace at the back, maybe a trophy over the fireplace too, a table, a workbench can fit into this little cubby. I think that gives you some nice headroom. And then, of course, your bed as well can fit in this cubby. Nowhere to really put a banner, so we've been using banners as headboards on some people's beds, as we haven't really upgraded everyone's beds yet. There really hasn't been an urgency to do so. Everyone has their own fire pit. They have a chimney with a roof on it so it doesn't get rained on. A little bit of a chair, and things are just kind of well lit in here. Very nice, comfy little homes that can serve the purpose without being overly complicated, right? And these frames, everything just kind of goes all the way down. The heaviest parts of the frames go all the way down into the ground, and then the upper bits kind of flange up and out. So that's a pretty cool effect. Over here we got the farm. Once we started being able to plant, this is where we kind of decided to put that. I think it kind of fits this little corner area nicely with our 3 beehives. We never really felt like we need to expand this in any capacity. This thing can hold basically 120 of each crop. So 120 turnips and 120 carrots at one time. And that's pretty much enough to keep everyone fed and happy. Of course, your server size would dictate how much of a farm space you need. And then there's some, just farm storage nearby, whether that's for tree seeds, carrot seeds, you got your turnip seeds, and then an extra overfill box in a way. So that's a little farm area. We also have another entrance going off to I think this is the west, and this goes off into some more trees and another little dirt road just out to the forest to help get carts out there. The guard towers do have a rather simple design, and that is one, to keep costs low. We don't have a walkway along our whole wall because that would have just been too expensive to build, and really not necessary in this game. And just some roof covering there, just if you are standing up there, you're out of the weather, and gives some nice verticality to the towers. I think nice and simple, nothing too complicated. There's no real rhyme or reason to them. They all follow kind of the basic formula of vertical posts and then some angled holding up some roof pieces. So you'll see those scattered along the wall at random intervals. If we head over here, of course, we got a common area right here outside the 3 main homes. Of course, we have some more homes that were later built as more friends joined the server, but this was kind of the basic setup. So it's a nice little common area where everyone can kind of meet when they're first waking up and just chill by the fire. From there, we're kind of calling this the high garden, high cloud district, something like that, since the stone roads. From there, things kind of turn into more of a dirt road, kind of a lower district, hence why we have 2 layers of walls, kind of an upper ring and a lower ring. This lower ring, of course, has a couple homes over here, kind of tucked away. and they look lovely. They just kind of fit the area. We planted some trees too, just to bring some greenery back into the space after cutting it all down, right? And we have the forge. So this is the main forge where all the blacksmithing happens. We have a maximum tier forge here with all the add-ons. We have a nice, decent storage system. Nothing too major going on here. But forge can work just fine. A little bit of a campfire acting like a larger foundry or kind of metal heating location in case the table didn't seem to be doing it. And plus, it gives you a nice little smoke effect going up through the ceiling there. Timber frames, very open structure. Originally, this thing had doors and was fully closed in, but a lot of my friends said it didn't look utilitarian enough. It looked a little bit not quite a foundry, so we kind of knocked out a wall and opened it up and did a lot more timber framing. And so this thing is just an open air building all the time. And I think it turned out really good. We got the smelters, we got the charcoal pits back here as well, right here at the ledge that we just kind of flattened. So that looks nice. Nothing too major there. And then you head down to the lodge. Now the lodge, you can go either way to reach this building. This is the latest building that we've made into the town. It actually uses some stonework. Stonework is not something that we really unlocked until probably 75% way through the town. So really only 2 buildings use stonework, and it's the lodge and the Mead Hall. So I haven't really done much with stone yet in the game, and I'm kind of looking forward to do a castle or keep at some point. But this is the hunting and fishing lodge. It's not overly detailed. We do have some, trophies mounted on the wall. Decent little fireplace. It's modeled a little bit after like a ski lodge kind of feel. Hence the large bay window at the end and a couple other little windows there. Just simple timber frame going across the top there. Sometimes using logs to span the whole gap. I think that's a cool little effect there. But we're trying to mix up 45s and 30-degree angle slopes as much as we can. And again, using a nice little door for a window. Can function rather nicely. There's a little fishing dock down here with a smaller boat in case you want to go out on the small boat and fish. Looks good. And then right next to it is the proper dock that we use to park the longship. This thing has made many trips and has sunk many times and have been rebuilt. So, one time we found it completely flipped all over and upside down. So that was a fun day. But yeah, it's docked right up next to here. The river is wide enough. There's a river that way, and then it goes straight to ocean on that side. So we have quite the access points through our little area here. You can go right through the island if you need to, or straight into the ocean out the other side, especially depending on wind. And then that would mean we're just down to the Mead Hall to look at here. This is just kind of like a quick overview of this stuff. There's no going to be building or anything. Nothing like tutorial like I don't think I'm going to be producing for the game. I feel like the parts are pretty self-explanatory when it comes to that, so I'm not going to be doing any of those. Though I do think the first update will add more parts, which might increase the variety of buildings and structures we can do in here. So this is the Mead Hall. It's also where my room is, and all of our portals, we have 5 or so of them. We have a nice central cooking spit down the line here, which apparently needs more fuel as it's going out. Some tables to the left or the right, some rugs to kind of retain heat. And of course me sitting on my throne at the head of the hall. There's some empty trophy areas. I want to put every boss head in here as well, but we haven't gone back and killed a couple of them twice. So that's why a couple of these are empty. I do want to put the dragon head, of course, right over the middle there. I think that would be really cool to do. Portals, like I said, some more notable creatures like trolls and large kind of berserkers and things like that. Always adds kind of character to this. There's a lot of timber framing in here. Solid wood beam posts with plenty of support going up and arching over and down. The window, just a nice open timber frame window. Even some of the stonework has timber frames. We have banners, we have braziers, all that good stuff. We have a 2-tier kind of clear story. The clear story kind of allows the smoke to come out. This is a very normal longhouse kind of feature where it has that kind of 2-tiered roof like that. We have a balcony that goes all the way around the Great Hall, not only providing great views of down below, but also potential expansion capabilities for our portal room when they add more zones. Down here, we got our kitchen with a little service window. Gotta have that. All this stuff is labeled. We have 2 cauldrons, turnips, carrots. All of our main ingredients for cooking is housed in here. The chimney gets kind of fed up and out that way and does function. Keeps this nice and clear of smoke. Very important to have that. We head out the window here. We can go up to my room, which is here. It's a main room and a loft area. A little bit of a table. Fireplace that is currently not lit. This uses the same chimney as the kitchen down below. So they share the same chimney. The smoke just rises up. Don't have to worry about it, which is good. Some personal storage. And then up above, we have the loft, my bed, and a nice light, right? So this is where my character respawns when he goes kaput. And we have a nice little window overlooking the Great Hall right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the quick little tour of our save. We are actually starting a new save here recently, so if I end up making something interesting there as well, I'll definitely share it when that's complete, but don't know. Of course, if the game gets updated and more parts are added and I end up making something cool again, I'll share with you guys once something is completed. So, hope you guys enjoyed this look at Valheim. As you can see, it's becoming evening. All the torches lit up. Looks nice. And we'll go ahead and leave you guys with that. I might have some cinematic stuff to throw in here at the end. So with that, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you all in the next one.